Hi everyone, I'm going to try this again through a YouTube channel. My son Brendan is a rock star and he is helping me set this up. So sorry about today's Zoom. We will figure out what's going on with that, but in the meantime I want you guys to be able to understand what you're doing today, okay? So today the only written work that you need to accomplish is your Writer of the Week. That is due tomorrow, and I want you to make sure that you noticed on Google Classroom that I have created a new topic. It is called Distant Learning Writer of the Week, WOW, and you are going to complete all of your Writer of the Weeks as we are away in distant learning in that section there, okay? So what I need you to do is, if you have already finished it, please make sure that you copy and paste and you put it into a document in that particular topic, okay? You'll also notice that I started the Imagination Station topic, and I put in a little bit of a reading for you about improv, and you can take that assignment and read it and take the quiz, and that will be awesome, okay? So let's get to this week's work. This week you'll see on the Google Classroom stream that I shared a slideshow presentation with you. It is called Understanding Theme, okay? So I have it right here on my beautiful Chromebook, laptop, whatever you want to call it, that you guys miss so much seeing, I'm sure, okay? So we're going to take a look at the idea of what is theme, okay? So theme, as we know, is the central idea or underlying message of the text, and some common themes include acceptance and respect of others' differences, the strength to overcome fear or accept a risk, and compassion for the suffering of others. And that is really ringing true with all of what's going on in the world today, in Boston, in our very neighborhoods, okay? So I was going to have us break out into breakout rooms, but let's have us think about what is theme, right? Theme can be found everywhere. It's found in literature, it's found in stories, it's found in art, it's found in movies. The theme can be a moral, which is a lesson that you learned, and you want to always ask yourself, what is the story teaching? What have we learned from this? What lessons have we learned when we read these stories, okay? So let's try to figure out the author's view of life by looking at how the people and the characters interact with each other in the stories, all right? So who understands the power of theme? One big thing is advertisers, right? People who sell ads on this very channel, YouTube channel, on different movies that you watch. You'll have to watch a video in order to watch for X amount of minutes to stream free, right? It has it on your Spotify's, it has it on your Hulu's, okay? People are often attracted to movies because of advertisement, so they look at the theme, okay? So the very first slide that we talked about is this old movie that was called Ferris Bueller's Day Off, okay? It talks about basically understanding the idea of escapism, trying to get away from the day-to-day of everything. This story is about a young man in high school who convinces his friends to cut school for the day, and they do all these like outrageous things, okay? So it's the theme of escaping from going to school, escaping from your real life. But the story is about how he makes this elaborate excuse that he's sick to his parents. His principal is onto him. His principal knows what's going on. But the theme of the story is how to escape, okay? The next slide that we looked at here is from the Hunger Games, okay? So we know the story of the Hunger Games. I'm sure you've seen the movie, but the theme is survival. How can you survive under extreme circumstances, right? I feel like we're all trying to survive in our own way. Okay, the next one here is Spider-Man, right? We all see that, okay? So Spider-Man, his greatest battle begins. Again, another example of survival, okay? So now what I was going to have us do is to look into breakout rooms. And of course we look at my favorite princess, right? So when you look at the actual picture, I want you to look at her face. Does she look very brave? Right? The name of the movie is Brave, but does she look very brave? So over the course of the movie, and if you haven't seen this movie, you should be watching it at some point, she becomes more and more brave. She thinks she's brave, but yet she knows she's not, okay? The next one is the Martin Scorsese video, Hugo, okay? And that too is about fantasy, about learning your own life, okay? Living your own life. Okay, so if we're following along in the slideshow, it then continues to say that ads don't do it all. Readers and viewers soon discover that the theme is rarely directly stated. It doesn't say, bah, 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 this is what happens, okay? What you have to do is consider three things. You have to consider the plot, you have to consider the characters, and you have to consider the setting. Those three things are going to lead us to understanding the lessons that we need to learn from theme, okay? So it's a lot of inferencing. It's a lot of trying to figure out on our own without directly saying what it is, okay? So there is a problem with the idea of theme. Theme gets really confused with the element known as plot. Plot is that, you know, who's in the story, what's the rising action, what's the problem, how we get to the top, and then how it is resolved.